Hello, I'm Cynthia Brooks from Fire and Glory International Ministries. I thank God that while I just had a birthday and made it to another year, I'm excited about that. Yay! I'm looking at this year to be a year of phenomenal experiences in intimacy with God that I've never had before. I'm intimate with God, but where you just go deeper. And I'm just looking at this year not for great things as money and material things, all that, but a time now of just experiencing God on a greater and a deeper level. That's what I'm looking for this year. And I thank God because I know that's what we're going to do is I spend more time with him, and not just spend time with him, but that time will become far more intimate with God. A lot of times we wonder, well, why do we worry about the news we hear or things that we hear coming across the social media? And oftentimes we're worried about those things because we're not close enough. We're not to the point where we just really say, it don't matter what happens. It does not matter what goes down in the news or what's happening around us. Because the only thing that matters is Jesus Christ. And he will see us through. And we have the ability to contact him and to worship the Lord and to enjoy the Lord in the beauty of holiness. What an awesome opportunity we have to come and to know the true and the living God. I want to talk to you today because as an older woman, I am watching something unveiled. I don't even know what to call it except for chaos and insanity in women. And it is a strange thing to me to see women fighting, or I don't know if this is a game they're playing. I have no idea if it is, where these young girls get into the street and take off their shoes and wear, like a tight bra type top, midriff, whatever you want to call it, and they fight. That's what guys used to do. Girls didn't do street fighting, but now we're watching females who are enjoying street fighting, and they get an audience, and I don't know, look like they exchange partners in fighting. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Women going into different businesses and fighting because they can't get their way or something didn't work out right, and they're cursing and they're fighting and they're throwing things and they're tearing things up because they're what? Mad. What in the world has happened to being a feminine woman? What has happened to being a woman who understands how to be chaste and feminine? I'm not talking about situations where you might be in and you can't get out of it, but you try your best to do so. I'm saying people who go out of their way not to even try to make peace. I just saw well, how many have I seen? People fighting on the airplanes. Man, airplanes have become some of the most violent places ever. Why would anybody want to fight on a plane is beyond my scope of imagination. You're in this little tube in the sky, but you want to fight. Please. Or they're fighting in the stores. They're fighting in the parking lots. They're fighting in front of their houses. Instead of resolving issues like having a conversation, or let's just go really, really deep, praying about the situation, praying for the person you're upset about, praying for yourself, that God will cause you to be calm and cause you to be a meek person. What happened to this? What happened to being a feminine woman, a woman of beauty, not by what you look like on the outside, but how you look on the inside? It just amazes me how women are setting up their cameras on their phones or a regular camera, however they take their pictures, and they get in front of the phone and they start twerking and then turn their backs to the phone so you can see their derriere shaking. Why? When does that become okay? I mean, I don't understand this world now. And they don't have any shame. They just get out there and I want you to see how I can dance. No shame, no sense of being a gentle woman, no sense of what true womanhood is about. That's not what womanhood is about. I mean, going out and showing your body, that's for your husband. Show your husband your body all day long. He will enjoy it. But no, they're out here showing it to everybody. And the strange thing about that is, you got all this sex trafficking. Let me just say this. There was a time, and I've said this many times before to some of the people that are with me, I've said, there was a time you could tell who the prostitutes are. You can't now. I'm like, where are they? You can't tell because everybody looks like them. That is so strange. I asked my daughter one time, my youngest daughter, I said, where are the prostitutes? She said, oh, they're out here. And I said, well, where are they? She said, oh, they wear t-shirts and pants. Because everybody else is coming out half nude. See me, love me. It seems to be everybody's model. That arrogance, that total arrogance and pride. I'm so beautiful. And let me tell you, it don't matter what size they are either. This has nothing to do with size, has nothing to do with true beauty, has nothing to do with even what they look like. Because regardless, they all feel like, I can show you how well I can shake my derriere. Is that what America's come to? That the women have lost their way? You know, even in music, the music is so foul and vile now. So foul. Say anything in the music. That even children, children are getting used to hearing nasty music, these nasty, low-down lyrics talking about sexuality. Sex was created by God. Let me just tell you, sex was created by God to be beautiful between a husband and a wife and the privacy of their bedrooms. But these people get on social media and just let everybody see what they're doing. And I'm going to tell you, I never click on pornography. That's not my thing. I don't need that. I'm a married woman. I don't need to see what somebody else is doing. But once in a blue moon, something will pop up on Facebook, the Facebook Live thing. And I'm like, and I pop it right off. But you know what worried me about that? My grandkids may be seeing these things. I have a lot of grandchildren. I have 20 grandchildren. I don't want my grandchildren seeing things before their time. But the children, the innocence have been taken away. Even in some of the games that the kids play. I don't like the games anyway because they're shooting games, the one that everybody like. I don't know what that game is called, but it's one that everybody like. I see my grandkids play with it. And the women who are shooting got big derrieres. I mean, why? I don't understand how our society became so messed up and confused, even in relationships. The men no longer feel like they have to treat a woman in a gentle and loving way because they have no respect for her. But she's thinking, oh, I got it going on. I'm all that. No, baby, you're not. You're not. Only in your mind and to other people who think kind of off like you do. Because God has a standard. We have no need to expose our bodies on social media. I see these young girls doing it, and some of these old sisters are doing it too. I don't get it. Sisters in their 60s out there shaking their tail to show you that they can do what the young people do. Where are the wise women? Where are the women who teach the younger women how to be chaste women, how to be lovers of their husband, how to be lovers at home, how to raise their children, how to do some things that are worth living for? Put something in your head, get a good education, get you a good job, or start a business. That's not the interest anymore. How sexy can I be? There was a song came out, I'm too sexy for myself. No, you're not. Because a loving and kind and concerned God is watching everything that we do. I want to read something to you, and you tell me if we are not in these days. And this is coming out of Jeremiah 3, verse 16. Moreover, says the Lord, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, arrogant, and walk with outstretched necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, making a jingling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will strike with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will uncover their secret parts. In that day, the Lord will take away the finery. Come on now. You want to be so fine? There's a God looking. There's a God looking. God is watching. We want to be so cute. We want to have all this stuff on and we're looking so cute to the world. We think all the time the enemy is playing you. The enemy is taking away your innocence. The enemy is taking away your beauty because you think that beauty is what? Skin deep. It's not. It's not. I don't care how many tattoos you put on your body. I see girls tatted down. I don't care how many tattoos you put on your body. I know that's an acceptable thing today. I don't care how many holes you put on your face and on your ears. I don't care how you come scantily dressed because you're too sexy for yourself. God is not pleased. God is not pleased. I don't care how you think this is what everybody wants. Well, this is what everybody else is doing. Sure it is. Which should be a good indication to you. That's what you should not be doing. If the whole world is falling forward, you should not be. Satan is the power, the prince of the power of the air. He is controlling social media. He is controlling all of these. And God's letting him do that. God's letting him have it right now. But you ought to have enough sense. I was just outdone when the style came in of all these clothes, people buying expensive things, all torn up, cut up clothes. When I was a child, and I know things are not the same, I understand that, but my goodness, there's just some things you couldn't get me to do. I get on my family members, my girls sometimes, like, why are you buying pants that are torn up? Why are you buying ripped clothes, or what do you call it, depressed clothes? Your clothes are depressed. You are too, you just don't know it. But I tell them, that's why you buying clothes like that. Back in my day, it was a shame. It was a shameful thing to walk around with raggedy clothes. If our clothes became torn or whatever, and my mom couldn't afford to buy anything else, boy, she'd go to the store and buy some patches or something that she could put on my clothes with some sort of design in it so you would never know there was a hole there. Now you're buying $100 pairs of jeans with that's torn up. This, I feel like we're living. Remember the comic book, comic book Superman, Superman comic books, or the Superman series, and there was this world called Bizarro. It was like the opposite world of our world. That's what I feel like we're in right now. The world called Bizarro. So many bizarre things are happening. Now you can say, well, you know what? I am. I thank God I am. You know why? Because I'm not swayed by everybody else's opinion. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody got a nose, you got an opinion. That don't make it right. God has called us to be chaste and modest and different from the world. Any designer come up with some crazy design and let it, and have the models modeling it. And, oh, I want that. I don't even know if you like it. It's just that everybody else is wearing it. The way to hell is wide and broad, and many shall find it. I'm not saying you go to hell because you dress like you dress or because you wear ragged clothes. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's a standard. There is a standard that as a woman we should have. And that standard is to look chaste and modest and beautiful, because the beauty should come from your inside. The word said, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That means your mind is renewed to be like the mind of Christ. But what we're seeing today is the most embarrassing thing ever. I just recently came off a family vacation, and I could not believe my eyes how much derriere is out there. Everybody had on, I guess they call them thongs, the G-string kind of underwear, bikinis, and just enough bathing suit just to cover the little important part in the front, and also the breasts. And I felt some kind of way because my grandsons were out there. I had grandsons, and I'm like, I don't want my grandsons to see all this booty. What's up? But they're happy to show it. Now, mind you, I went to the same beach last year, and we didn't see that last year. Yeah, 2020, September 2020, I went to the same beach area, the Emerald Coast, beautiful, beautiful beaches. And everybody was dressed in bikinis on and all, but it was not just outlandish. Go back 1 year later, I'm like, I can't believe my eyes. And I just say, well, I don't know what we're going to do, but we need to get the message out to young girls. You don't need to show it just because you got it. You don't need to flaunt it just because you own it. You understand what I'm saying? If you own a big derriere or a very nice figure, it's good. People can see it through your clothes. Trust me. They can see it through your clothes unless you wear a sack. But you should dress in a way that brings compliments to you, not lustful feelings to you. Just think of it. Now I know today, I'm telling you, I know what I'm saying don't mean a hill of beans, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You don't want to be popsicle-licious. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be somebody's lollipop. You don't want to be that. You want people to judge you by what's inside of you, not what you look like on the outside. Now, if you got a nice figure, you got a nice figure. It is what it is. Praise God. He made you perfect. But this isn't about figures. I don't care what your figure is. I don't care if you wear a size 3 or if you wear a size 5X. It doesn't matter. It is the same. It is supposed to be where you are a chaste and a gentle woman. A woman that a person can look at and say, oh, she got some class about her. Nobody wants to be classy now. You got class. I don't mean where you're arrogant and you're haughty, but where you are truly a woman of character, a woman of virtue, a woman that not any man would be ashamed to be with. It is an awful thing to me that these women are taking themselves to this place where all they think about is how many piercings I could get. The Bible even speaks of, your beauty shouldn't be just a plaiting of the hair. There's nothing wrong with plaiting your hair. There's nothing wrong with it. But don't think that's where your beauty lies. Your beauty should not be with exposing your body. Your beauty should not be with how much jewelry can I put on? Can I just jang it all the way down? Those things don't make you beautiful. The way people put on makeup today, you could look like an ogre and put the makeup on and look like you are just awesome. You could look just beautiful because these folks are who know how to put makeup on, these estheticians and these other young women who've learned how to do it. I mean, they can. The face is a canvas, and they can make that canvas look beautiful. And there's nothing wrong with looking your best. There's nothing wrong with makeup. It's when you take it out and knock it out the ballpark, and you start doing weird and strange things to yourself. It's that it's like, okay, we all have eyelashes. Then you can have your regular eyelashes, and you can get some eyelashes put on. Maybe you don't have. Some people probably don't have eyelashes, but even if you do, you say, well, I want some more eyelashes. You get some eyelashes on, but then they just go over the top with eyelashes now. It's like, well, my goodness, do you have to have them that wide on you? We have to look at what are we doing. People have gotten their lips fixed. They, it was in style before, to have, to have the European look. And then everybody, women were just, my lips are too fat, and then they, and no, your lips are perfect. It's just like God made you. So your fat, kissy lips. He made you that way, and He made some others with thin lips. But to go and have your lips, however they fix those lips, I have no idea. I don't know if they blow something in or put something in them. I don't know what they're doing. But some of these girls having their lips so big, it's like, who hit you in the mouth? What happened to you? You didn't win. You didn't win that fight. We're doing all kind of crazy stuff. Whatever you were born with, unless you have some sort of an injury or birth defect, learn how to love who you are, to love who you look like. But women are killing themselves. These young women are killing themselves, going into these places, going into foreign countries, having all these, what you call back alley jobs done, having their derrieres filled up to make them bigger. Some of them are so big, it's like, they're so big and have these little bitty, tiny little skinny legs. You go like, my goodness, what did you just do to yourself? Let me just tell you something too. Because this is a fact. This is true. As you get old, everything goes south. So everything you pump on there is going to go south. You're going to have to pump it up again. Then you're going to look kind of crazy being, 70, 80 years old, pumped up. But I just want to say this to you, young ladies. I'm speaking to my young ladies, the young ladies who are beautiful. Embrace who God made you to be. It's okay to dress this body up. It's okay to make it look its best. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't let that be what you call beauty. Because beauty starts in the heart. Beauty starts on the inside. Beauty starts in the way that you carry yourself and how you love God first. There is a beauty that comes from a woman who knows how to worship and get into the presence of God, that I don't care no makeup job in the world. They can dress you in the finest designer clothes and nothing can match that beauty. Nothing. And I'm going to tell you this too. You did all this stuff to fix yourself up, to make yourself look like somebody else. And at the end of the day, you still can't keep a man. That's who you did it for to begin with, I hope. At the end of the day, you still are who you are. I don't care what you've done to yourself. You can dress this body up, you can change this body, and at the end of the day, you are still who you are. And you need to make sure that that person who you are will see God one day. Because you will spend eternity somewhere, either with God or in hell, the lake of fire. Don't just dress this up, because it's going to die. When I started this video, when I started speaking, do you understand that the moment I started speaking, I'm getting just those many minutes closer to death? I'm not going to live forever, and you won't either. So you got to make sure that your election and your calling is sure. Don't worry about your body. Dress it up, make it smell good, fix it up. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to look appealing, but not where you just out of the, you're off grid because you think that's what beauty is, because that's what society tells you that beauty is. And God tells us that beauty is virtue, a woman of valor, a woman of valor, a woman who knows how to carry herself before God and man, a woman who looks nice. Dress it up. But there's no need for you to get in front of cameras. All this stuff, let me just tell you this too. Whatever you post never goes away. It never. And I want to say this too, because I've watched several videos of women fighting in the stores and airports and all this. Like I said before, Whatever you are angry about, learn how to tame that thing. Bring it down, tame it. Bring your anger under control. Control your emotions. You look crazy. You're in a day of cell phones. Everything you do, someone is recording it. And you don't want to be known as that crazy person at the bus station, crazy person in the store, crazy person at the airport. You will be filmed and posted everywhere. Do you want that? Nobody will forget what you do. Young women, those of you who wants to fight in the street, take your fight and understand who your enemy is. Your enemy is not other human beings. Your enemy is Satan. Get close to God. He said, draw near to me and I'll draw near to you. Resist the devil and he shall flee. If you come and doing your fighting, you're not resisting the devil. You're playing right in his hands. And his whole job is to make you look like a nothing. Come on, let's get back to being feminine, truly feminine. A work of beauty, molded and fashioned by God. That's the type of woman you really want to be. One who is molded and fashioned by God. Don't let your beauty just be your outward appearance. Yeah, dress it up. Make it look nice. Make it smell good. But that's not your real beauty. Your real beauty is on the inside. How do you love? You know, if we could just get that understanding that when we get out here and you do things in public and everybody see it, that's who you will be known for. That's not good. And let me tell you something, young mothers. What you let your little girls see is exactly what they're going to do, because they will mold themselves after what they see in you. You know, some of you are raised in the church. Get back back into the things of God. Those of you who've never known God, get yourself a Bible. And talk to some Christians around you to know how to walk holy. But it's time for us to clean up. And women, it is time for us to really have a revolution. Get back to femininity. Amen? I pray that you're blessed by this message. I pray that you're corrected by this message. And I pray that you're inspired by this message. God bless you all. Amen.